What's up, guys? It's the Blunt Atheist here. As the title shows, I'm doing a video about, Jeff Holiday did a video where he more or less debated a guy by the name of Amos Yee, and I guess this Amos Yee guy has been followed by controversy for at least the last 2 or 3 years. I watched it. I tried. I tried to keep my mind open on his points as best as possible, and I couldn't bear myself to really want to agree with 98% of what he said. It just sickens me. I get, is he trying to fight the rights? I guess it's like I couldn't get over the fact that this guy says he's an atheist, and yet he says he'd be reasoned by logic or swayed by logic, and yet Jeff was throwing these, study numbers at him, and it wasn't swaying him. And I just couldn't help but see the cognitive dissonance of, he wants to say, oh, well, a child can consent. Well, okay, just because a child can consent doesn't really mean that they know what they're consenting to. He just seemed very, dumbfounded to this. Either that, or maybe he wasn't dumbfounded to it, but just didn't want. He didn't want to face that reality, because then it would show his intellectual dishonesty. And when he was reading off some of these questions that his people had super chatted or Streamlabs to him, that there were certain questions people were throwing at Amos that he wouldn't answer, or he had a lot of trouble answering. And to me, that seemed like that was because it almost those people actually got him to think, it actually put him in a corner of to where he was like, oh shit, this question kind of has the same outcome of what I'm talking about. And if I answer this question differently than how I'm arguing my point, then it's gonna make me look intellectually dishonest and just straight out just stupid. And where I hope he's not a pedophile, I just can't help but wonder that maybe he is. Because I mean, if you're gonna just this fervently stick up for these kind of people, and I mean, and no offense, just because he can sit and say he's not something, he can sit and say he's not one until he's blue in the face. That doesn't mean he's not. I mean, just because he hasn't gotten caught doing it himself doesn't mean he's not one. I hope he's not, but to me it just I don't know, it just fucking screams of, if you're gonna defend these people so fucking badly, the motive almost seems why not? Because you're one yourself. Like I said, I hope he's not. Maybe, obviously, like Jeff Holiday said, he's trying to get attention. And do I think it's a sick, fucked up way into getting attention? Yeah. I don't condone this stuff myself. To me, I would say in the least consent should be a 16. I'd say, yeah, if you're able to drive a car, you should be able to consent to sex. I'd say the same thing with I'd even say the same thing with cigarettes or alcohol. That might be unpopular opinion, but if you can drive a car, I think you should. If America's deemed that you can drive a car at the age of 16, I think alcohol and say marijuana, or, you know, something like cigarettes, 16. But yeah, I just, I just thought I'd, make this video, just kind of, putting my thoughts on it. Like, I didn't really have a good grasp on who the dude was. Like, the dude, honestly, it just sickens me. Like, I never used to kind of grasp the sense of why people get all mad about, to the point, I should say, that, like, oh, well, I'd like to fucking, cut a child molester's balls off or kill him. And do I necessarily, like, hope this is something that would happen to him? No, but it's like, I kind of, to a little bit of a point now, kind of understand, to a little bit of a point, like, how people get to, like, just that irrational of a thought. Like, honestly, I just found myself getting so mad with some of what this dude was saying. Like, do I think anybody should put physical harm on him for his opinions? No. But I can't fathom, like, how somebody thinks like this. Like, Jeff threw out the stats of, like, 80% of these kind of relationships end up going against or hurting the non-adult, and he just shrugged that off. His only major like thing he kept pushing was, oh well, as long as the child consented, and as long as, like, there wasn't, like, a rape or molestation involved, or as long as, like, the child didn't feel hurt, then what's the wrong? And he also, like, he was also just as in favor for, say, like, incest, or say, bestiality. But then he got thrown the question about whether or not a kid should be able to, like, hold a gun. Then he got shaky, and that just, it kind of fascinated me on what questions he was able to answer so easily and so quickly, and the questions he drew away from and didn't answer, or had was very troubled in answering, because to me it kind of showed his cognitive dissonance, or his intellectual dishonesty, as a comparative to the subject he was in favor of. I don't know. I honestly, I'd say big thanks go out to Jeff Holiday for doing it. Honestly, myself, I would have broke down, and I'll admit it, I would have ended up breaking down into, like, probably, like, trying to tear the dude apart some other kind of way. But he held solid and actually had the discussion with them. Honestly, I don't know that I could have kept, like, I don't know that I could have, like, not let my anger, devolve, into just, like, to where I'd want to just fucking rage on him. I won't lie. It would have just, it would have emotionally probably pushed me to that point. I won't lie. I guess if I really tried, I probably could have stuck with it. But it had been so hard. So honestly, I give huge props out to Jeff Holiday for actually, like, having the wherewithal, and just the steadiness, and the fortitude to actually just sit through it with him, man. Much props to you, man. Keep up the good work on your channel. If you guys like what I'm doing on my channel, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell of notification if you want to see my stuff firsthand, or when it first comes out. If you'd like, and you're open to it, I'm going to put a PayPal donation link in the description section. if you'd like to help me out there, because I'm trying to better my channel, trying to get better equipment, go ahead and do that. It's been the Blunt Atheist. Peace out.